Safety, health, environment, and quality, or SHEC's motto for the terminal is, "Together we can achieve zero incidents." The purpose of this induction video is to ensure compliance and minimization of incidents through providing new NCT employees and contractors with necessary rules, regulations, and other requirements applicable to the terminal as per Transnet's SHEC policy. Transnet Port Terminals is committed to integrating safety, health, environment, and quality aspects into all spheres of activities, thereby identifying and mitigating associated risks and impacts. TPT's principles are compliance with applicable and relevant legal policies, enhancing the safety, health, and environment of all stakeholders, ensuring that planned objectives and targets are implemented, measured, and monitored, prevention of pollution, practicing and promoting good corporate governance, prevention of injuries, ill health, incidents, and accidents, promoting the efficient use of energy and natural resources, promoting open dialogue with employees and other interested and affected parties, and continual improvement of all processes and management performance. TPT is committed to implementing and maintaining national and internationally recognized safety, health, environment, and quality management systems, including NOSA CMB 001, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, OSHAS 18001, and SANS 3001. Identifying and evaluating health, safety, environmental and quality risks, and railway safety risks associated with the activities of the operators. Ensuring that contingency plans and emergency measures are in place and communicated to employees and stakeholders. Effectively monitoring, auditing, managing, and reducing pollution from all activities under our control. Training, educating, and developing employees on safety, railway safety, health, environment, and quality competence and awareness. Maintaining an effective radiation program to comply with the National Nuclear Regulator Act No. 47 of 1999. Ensuring every employee is responsible for his or her own safety in line with the safety operating procedures provided. Communicating the Transnet Port Terminal's SHEC requirements transparently to promote dialogue with the relevant stakeholders, suppliers, contractors, and visitors. Periodically reviewing policies to ensure relevance, compliance with legislation, continual improvement, and the achievement of objectives and targets. Implementing, managing, and monitoring the 5S Safety and Quality Program within all activities, and making all persons entering the TPT premises aware of their individual SHEC obligations. As you can see from the official SHEC policy statement, the safety, environment, and health of our employees and assets are a top priority at NCT. The objective of this video is to give you the knowledge to maintain high standards of compliance within the context of the Occupational Health and Safety Act, other applicable legislations, and the NCT SHEC RS management system. Reduce the number of occupational and environmental incidents, injuries, third-party damages, and damages to TPT assets to zero. Reduce the disabling injury frequency rate to zero. Achieve ISO 9001, 14001, and OSHAS 18001 certification and NOSA 5 stars. Maintain zero tolerance on substance abuse. Maintain quality services and products for our customers and ensure the sustainable development of our environment. We would now like to introduce you to the Ngqura container terminal and the various sections and machinery on site. Various machinery is used to execute core functions on the rail, landside and quayside, like ship-to-shore or STS cranes are used to load and offload containers from vessels. The Ferrari haulers are used to transport containers within the terminal. Rubber tire gantry or RTG cranes are used to load and offload containers from trucks. The rail-mounted gantry or RMG cranes are used to load and offload containers from rail wagons. Reach stackers are used to stack containers. The empty container handler is used to block stack containers. Diesel bowsers are used to refuel RTGs. The diesel bulk storage tanks are used to store diesel. Lastly, a variety of non-revenue vehicles are used to shuttle employees around, and is further used by various departments to render services like visitor site visits. Every person or machinery entering the terminal must adhere to the following general terminal rules. Speed limit of 30 km per hour. When entering the terminal, switch on the hazard lights or headlamps of your vehicle, truck or rotating beacon. Obey safety and road traffic signs. Obey safety instructions given by the check officers and supervisors. Obey road markings on the surface of the terminal. Always wear the required PPE. Report safety and environmental violations. No persons may be transported on the back of LDVs or trucks. No work may be performed without the necessary work permits signed by the responsible person for the area. Walking or working within 1.5 meters or 2 steps from the water's edge is prohibited if you are not wearing a life jacket. No walking in between the stacks on the land side. Always use demarcated walkways. No talking on cell phones when driving. If necessary, please pull over to a safe area. As a new employee or contractor, you must undergo a complete induction and an occupational medical examination. You will be issued with an access permit card and be supplied with suitable PPE. You must further take note of and be thoroughly aware of the significant safety, health, and environmental risks in the terminal. It is your responsibility to make sure you comply with the control measures. You must also familiarize yourself with the SHE representatives, first aiders, and emergency assistants. It is vital for your own health and safety and that of your fellow employees that you obey NCT SHEC rules, regulations, and policies. As an employee, you must undergo proper standard operating procedure training before the commencement of your duties and be aware of the emergency evacuation procedure, emergency numbers, and emergency assembly points of various areas. As a contractor, you should obtain a permit to work for activities involving working at heights, hot work, or confined spaces. You must also ensure that your SHE files are submitted for approval. A safe and clean environment is essential in allowing NCT employees and contractors to carry out their duties. As a new employee or contractor, you need to take note of the environmental requirements of NCT and strictly adhere to them. The environmental requirements are: spillages must be reported and cleaned. Report leaking containers, skips, bins, or vessels immediately. Vessels polluting during operations must be reported. Report deviations from environmental requirements. Bad housekeeping practices are discouraged. All employees should be trained on hazmat identification. No littering. No smoking in non-smoking zones or in machinery. Mixing types of waste is prohibited. Dispose of waste material according to the labeled bins and skips provided. Open fires are not allowed. All contractors and service providers must obtain a copy of the NCT Operational Environmental Management Plan from the NCT SHEC department. You are required to comply with the minimum environmental requirements applicable to your activities as outlined in the plan. Certain areas inside and around the port have been identified as environmentally sensitive. Access to the environmentally sensitive and fenced-off areas is prohibited. Do not feed the monkeys or any other animal encountered at the port. Do not injure, trap, harm or kill any of the animals encountered at the port. No fishing is allowed inside the port. As you are now an employee of the terminal, you must further comply with the requirements of the SHEC procedure. You'll be working in an area where safety is of the utmost importance, thus strict protection and fire prevention guidelines have been compiled. Please take note and adhere to the following. Open flames or lights are not allowed near any flammable or explosive substances. No smoking in non-smoking zones. Know where the firefighting equipment is located. Do not remove or damage firefighting equipment. Report damaged firefighting equipment. Firefighting equipment or emergency exits should never be obstructed. Know where the emergency exits are located. Strictly follow the fire emergency procedures displayed on site. Be aware of the emergency numbers. Report flammable liquid spillages. Do not use cell phones at the bulk fuel facility, including when refueling. Alcohol and drug abuse are major causes of accidents and negligent acts. TPT has adopted a zero-tolerance approach to substance abuse. Employees, customers and contractors should refrain from using drugs or alcohol before coming on site. As an employee or contractor, you must report any person on site that you suspect of being under the influence. Testing for substance abuse will be done on the following basis: 100% testing, suspect testing, and incident or accident testing. Being awake and aware while working at the NCT is vital. The following have been identified as incidents, risks, and hazards that can lead to injuries or fatalities at the terminal. Collisions of moving machinery. Walking in between the stacks without wearing visibility clothing. Crossing railway lines without looking or during operations. Working at heights without proper personal protective clothing. Electrocution from electrical equipment without properly tagging them out. Suspended loads above level that may fall. Working with defective tools and machinery. Fire risk from the diesel storage. Derailments of wagons. Working without authority. Welding or hot work activities. Working with hazardous chemical substances. Working with defective hand tools. Compressed gases. Our motto is, together we can achieve zero incidents. But if an accident or incident should occur between 8 and 4 on weekdays, the following medical emergency procedure should be followed. Notify a SHEC officer or radio the safety officer on duty of all accidents or incidents that have the potential to lead to an injury. A SHEC officer can be reached on 083 309 6360. The shift safety officer will notify the sister on duty and arrange for transportation from the clinic to the area of the accident. Remember, all injuries should be referred to the clinic. You can reach the shift safety officer on duty at 083 309 6360. You can reach the clinic on 041 507 8338. Depending on the severity of the injury, the sister will phone GuardMed. The ops coordinator will complete the WCL2 form while waiting for the emergency services. An incident investigation will be conducted by the shift safety officer and the ops coordinator. The report will be discussed in the safety and risco meetings. If an accident or incident should occur after hours, meaning on weekends or between 4 in the afternoon and 8 in the morning on weekdays, the following medical emergency procedure should be followed. Notify a shift safety officer of accidents or incidents that have the potential to lead to an injury. A shift safety officer can be reached on 083 309 6360. The shift safety officer and first aider will assess the injury. Depending on the severity of the injury, the safety officer or ops manager will phone GuardMed. The ops coordinator will complete the WCL2 form while waiting for the emergency services. An incident investigation will be conducted by the shift safety officer and the ops coordinator. The report will be discussed in the safety and risco meetings. Remember, health and safety is each and everyone's responsibility. You should not participate in any unsafe acts like not using protective equipment, willful deviation from procedures, lack of knowledge of new equipment and important procedures, using unsafe equipment, using equipment that you have not been trained to use, unsafe loading and placing, poor stacking, horseplay, riding of quad bikes in the operational areas, exceeding the 30 km/h speed limit, operating without authority, taking unsafe position, using the wrong procedures, work instruction or drawing, unsafe handling including loading or placing, ignoring safety regulations, taking shortcuts. Together we can achieve zero incidents. Be safety smart.